Hello, my friends, and welcome to a space where pleasure is treasured, relaxation is not what you think it is, and life firing on all cylinders is what we're about. If you are somebody who wakes up every day asking for way more, consider this your happy place. Welcome to the Creation of Living podcast. I'm your host, Heather Nichols. Let's dive in. Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Creation of Living podcast. I am coming to you today from Saudi Arabia, from Riyadh, and a little late this week in getting this baby posted. I've been on a tour in the Middle East. It's been amazing, busy, full, beautiful, amazing people. It's been intense, it's been potent, and I am so grateful. So I wanted to just do a quickie today and chat about beauty. Years ago, somebody asked me, I think I was receiving a private session with another facilitator, and I said something about how I wanted to create beauty in the world. And this person said to me, "Oh, is that all you're gonna do?" Um, and it kind of stuck me, because I somehow took on their point of view that beauty didn't really matter. And this was a long time ago. And I know, everybody changes and grows and adjusts and expands. And for me, I've had a lot of awareness since then and inviting myself to know what's true for me. And that is that beauty is actually an energy that is incredibly vital in my life and also to my body. And it's been interesting even being on this tour in the Middle East. And like the first hotel that I was staying in, it was fine. It was, the bed was comfortable, whatever. But it was very kind of old and a little kind of, the decor was pretty outdated. And it just had an energy of kind of being not well cared for, I mean, the property was itself was like taken care of, but it was old, it was kind of dingy, it was just not beautiful, I would say. It didn't have my sense of aesthetic and beauty that I really enjoy in when I stay somewhere. And I travel a lot. So if I traveled just once a year or something, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But I travel like, I don't know, probably half of my life I'm traveling, maybe a little bit less than that. But so it's become something really important to me. And I'm actually going to do a podcast probably next week on travel and travel hacks because I have many of them. Uh, and and so it was interesting because when I was there, I was in the neighborhood where I was in, it was just kind of concrete jungle-ish. And there was even an ocean where like I had a view of the sea, which was wonderful. But it just had there was no color. Everything was beige, everything was, kind of there wasn't a sense that the people at this property and in this area had had beauty as a value, and then I came to Riyadh, and I knew actually when I was here, I knew when I was planning the trip, I knew when my host asked me, what area do you want to be? And I was like, I want to be somewhere where I can walk, like I know what my body requires when I travel. And I do love to walk in the mornings. Um, and and she mentioned this area called Duria, which my body was like that. And so I didn't know anything about it. And so we chose this particular venue here and then this hotel, and I was trying to get around, like I was trying to like find something cheaper, and I was like, okay, I'd like to not spend this much money on a hotel room. I'm not a huge fan of like spending tons of money on a hotel. And yet I am a huge fan of staying at a really, really nice place. So, um, so I was like looking at all these other properties and I was like, my body was just like, no, 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 no. And so I booked the hotel that I didn't want to spend the money on, that I knew my body would enjoy. And it was amazing because that choice really exponentialized everything. It was like the gift to my body of hey, okay, I'm going to prioritize you. I'm going to prioritize beauty. Let's do this. And I'm going to make sure that you're cared for and all of that. And it turned out to be such an incredible choice. As I as I arrived, my body had been quite stressed where I was before, and the classes and everything. The classes were so beautiful. It was just the where I was, where I was staying, um, and the events, the people. It was just phenomenal. Everything else about it was just phenomenal. And then when I arrived here, there's trees, there's a lot of vegetation in this area. There's all these old mud walls and castles, and it's really incredible. And it was like my body just kind of like melted into the desert and the desert beauty and the nurturance of this place. And a real sense, part of it is like this sense of like being that a place and land is being deeply cared for. And that's really what I got from it's very evident when you walk around this area, and this hotel also. It's very the property, the building, the spaces, the land is very cared for. And there's a sense that beauty is really a priority here. And there's something about being in an environment like that like really relaxes my body and allows my body to have more ease and to, you know, settle into what it knows and all of that. And the amazing thing is like our bodies are so aware. So this isn't beauty from judgment. This is beauty because beauty in our world is very much based in judgment. It's the positive judgments of the standards of what constitutes beauty in our world, which is just totally arbitrary. And you either fit that or you don't. And it depends on the time. Sometimes a big butt is good and sometimes a little butt is good. It's like right now big butts are in. But that's not always the case. And so it's just this like very arbitrary kind of socially accepted decision about what constitutes beauty, as opposed to the energy of true beauty, which is a sense of nurturing, a sense of caring, a sense of spaciousness, a sense of like an aesthetic that has like a harmoniousness to it, and spaces that are a gift to the people that use them and that enjoy them, whether they're outdoor spaces or indoor spaces. They can be curated spaces like the land here, the outdoor areas here. They are curated. There's a lot of um, landscape projects going on around here, but it's with a real sense of working with the land and the fact that there's a desert here and minimal water and native plants and things like that. So a curated aesthetic that can be lots of things. It considers the context, the people that use it, the interaction with nature, the natural world. For me, that's an aesthetic that I really appreciate. And there's a real sense of like that the people care for the land and the space. And that comes across energetically, and there's something about that because our bodies are so aware that can actually be very relaxing and expansive for bodies. And this is all energetic. So it's not that my eyes have to be pleased by what I see, it is the energy and the spaciousness. And I even have a degree in this. My undergraduate degree it was called Design and Environmental Analysis. So it was actually creating environments that consider the people that use them. And I played and worked, and I never ended up doing this professionally, but I worked with facility planning and things like that, designing neighborhoods to decrease crime. There's all kinds of things you can do to study how people interact with their environment and to create environments that accommodate that and that honor that and that nurture that and contribute to that and contribute to the ease of people's worlds. And so it's been something I've been very interested in my whole life. And I love a beautiful environment, and sometimes beautiful environments are curated by nature. Those are my favorites, actually. The woods of Colorado and the plains and the ocean and the beach and, is where we're in wild areas, where nature is just so dominant and abundant and ubiquitous. And it's, that can be, because what occurs with that is there's this acoustical energy, which is the energy of earth, the energy of our being, the true energy of our bodies. It goes beyond the electrical energy of thoughts, feelings, emotions, judgments. Like when we think, when we function from our minds, when we function from judgments, that's all very electrical energy. And it's the energy of judgment. When we be and we have communion with the earth and we have communion with our bodies, there's this acoustical energy that starts to kind of pervade everything. And that's the energy that makes it ease for us and our bodies to be somewhere in a particular environment with particular people. That's an energy of expansiveness, of profit, of the creation of a future. And what I really love to see and experience and be immersed in. And so I wanted to just do this podcast to just share about that. Because this, you can't see so much of the room here, but it's if you're on the watching the video, that there's this very like this desert woven through. You can look on my Facebook. I don't know if it's on Instagram or not. I don't post on my own Instagram. Somebody else does that for me. But I do post on my Facebook. I posted a bunch of photos of this area, and the nature and the trees and the shrubs and things like that, and some of the hotel as well. Um, because we love that. I think that's part of the Instagram culture, the Facebook culture, the visual culture, is like seeing these places that are incredible and the gifts that they are to our bodies. And we there is also the AI situation these days is like, I can smell AI from a mile away. Like I know when a photo is not actually of a particular flower or bird, or you see these crazy flowers and it's like, I mean, I'm like, I can tell when it's AI, or landscapes or whatever, and it's like, it's AI, when it's AI, I do. And that does nothing for me, but when there's actual footage of actual nature and animals and flowers and things like that, it's like it just is this reminder of like who we are, what our bodies enjoy, and where we're from. And the thing I wanted to also speak to with this is there is a very creative aspect to this. And this is the part of like where I say, beauty is vital to me. So what is vital? Vital is actually like required for life, the life force energy. Vital is where it's there's a sense that whatever those energies are that are vital, like we need them, we require them to thrive, we require them to not just survive, but yes, survive and thrive. And my body was really showing me that, this week, and being in different environments and being like, wow, there's not as much thrival in this space, which impacts my body, it was impacting my sleep, all these different things, and very subtle energies. Again, because my time there, where I was before here, was so phenomenal. The people, the classes, everything was just phenomenal. There was just this one piece where my body was showing me, hey, something different is available here. And then I come here and I chose, and again, nothing's right or wrong with it. It's just the awareness of my body going, yeah, this is what I require. This allows me to have ease when I'm facilitating and things like that. So when we care for and we listen to our bodies in this way, and we allow our bodies to be our guide in let's say, the pursuit of beauty, the choice for beauty, there's a profitability that comes with that is really phenomenal. And profitability is, in Access Consciousness, we talk about profitability really as being these energies that expand and create a greater future. It's not so much about financial profitability, although that is definitely included in the energies of profitability. But it's more this like way bigger space of profitability that is like encompassing everything, gifting everyone, creating a greater future for all, for the planet, for our bodies, for everything that we're creating. And to me, choosing beauty, prioritizing beauty, having it as something that I recognize is an element that actually feeds me and my body and allows me to create so much greater. There's so much to that goes so beyond just, oh, it's nice to be in a pretty space. That's not really what it is for me. It's like the energies of immersing myself in beauty, and the gift that is to my body. It's like my business thrives from that choice. It's like when we make a choice like that, we show the universe, hey, I don't have the point of view that I have to compromise. I don't have the point of view that I can't afford something. I don't have the point of view that this is not available to me. I'm wearing this emerald ring, which I actually thought recently had been stolen, and thank goodness it was not. I found it hiding in my safe. But this ring was a part of that for me. Like many years ago, it was 10 years ago. I saw it at show for the Antique Guild, which is where I buy almost all of my jewelry. And I put it on just for fun. I was like, I'm just going to put this on because it's beautiful and I just want to try it on. And as soon as I put it on, I was like, oh God, oh man, oh no, it's mine. And my body was like, yes, it's mine. And the ring was like, yes, I'm yours. And I'm like, how on earth am I ever going to come up with the money to pay for this thing? And but the ring was like, I will contribute to you. And my body was like, let's do it, So I think I had about $500 cash at the time. And I made a down payment, which was a very small down payment, percentage wise of the price of the ring. And I was like, I gave it to the man that was selling it. And it was like, okay, here it is. Here's $500. I'd like to start paying for this, And he was so gracious and willing to accept that. And it took me about 1.5 years to pay for it. And it was the whole time the ring was contributing to me. It was with him in Australia. And it was contributing to me, and I was like, it was contributing to the money. It was like the choice for the beauty, the choice to have this. And it was like the money just showed up in all these magical ways. And really what it boils down to is your point of view does create your reality. And whatever your point of view is, you're correct. If you have the point of view, I can't afford this, you are correct. You cannot. If you have the point of view, hey, let's create it. I can do it. Then you can and you will. And choosing this hotel, it was like, my body was like, please, this is where I would like to be. And I'm like, okay, great. Let's create the money for it. And, and, and then I did, and it wasn't a thing. It wasn't an issue. But we compromise our choices so much because we think that our choice has to be based on the money that we currently have, or the resources that we currently have, or the willingness to choose and to have a big life that we currently have. Your choice can facilitate the money flows, you having a bigger life, you willing to be greater, choose greater. Your choice is the thing, and your honoring of your body and what it is asking for, what it truly desires. Your honoring of that is an energy that facilitates the movement of energy to allow those things to show up. It is backwards in our world, and everything is the opposite of what it appears to be. Nothing is the opposite of what it appears to be. So I want to invite you to that. Whatever sense of beauty that you think might be frivolous or not important to you, what if you prioritized it? What if you acknowledged it as a vital energy in your life? What if you gave yourself the gift of choosing that? What if you started to explore what it would be like if your body actually contributed to you having what it is that your body is asking for? When we gift our bodies what they are asking for, what they truly desire and love, it will show up, and our whole lives become greater as a result. Choice is such a powerful thing, such a beautiful thing. All kinds of miraculousness that is not supposed to happen can happen when we choose. And that's what I want to invite you to, is the vitality of beauty and the incredible gift that our bodies are in showing us so much, like a universe that is available there that we've never considered. So if you would like to dive more into this topic, I'm going to be doing a 3-part call on beauty and your body. And that is starting next week, October something, 24th or 25th, something like that. You can go to heathernichols.com/beauty for that. And I'm also going to be doing very soon on Sunday, just in a few days from now, an X-Men and Bodies class. And that's going to be online and also from Riyadh. And that's a class where we really explore the capacities of your body, the difference of your body, the awareness of your body, and what it is to create with your body in all ways, like in every area that involves your body, and even some of those that you think don't, but do. So you're welcome to come and join for that as well. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I wish you a beautiful week, and I will see you next time. Bye for now. Thank you for joining me for the Creation of Living podcast. If this conversation was inspiring to you, share the love. To work privately with me or for info on my upcoming classes and retreats, go to heathernichols.com. Have a beautiful day, and remember that the world thrives when you do.